Now let's move on to the ways in which we can deliver that data and our approach to market. Firstly, you've got to assess the capabilities and resources of your own business. Do you have the infrastructure to be able to go to market with a data set? If you're looking to target businesses globally, do you have the global sales team to do so? It could be that you want to partner with an existing player in the data market who has a global reach and has infrastructure set up already. This would allow you a quick entry to market, but would also cost you a share of the revenue. Does their expertise add a high level of value? When partnering with another organisation, there are a number of considerations to discuss. Are you giving them access to your data to create their own products to bring to market? Are they adding value by adding additional complementary data sets to enhance the offering? You may decide to set up a revenue sharing agreement depending on the added value a partner can bring. Or if you want to maintain full control of your own data, you could focus on working with a partner to facilitate conversations only by leveraging their sales team in the form of a finder's fee. This will give you greater control and typically a majority share of the revenue. Once you have decided whether you are moving forwards on your own or with a partner, you need to think about how you stimulate interest. As mentioned earlier, different organisations have different systems and technical capabilities. You need to look at the options for customers' consumption of your data. How do these customers currently consume data from outside organisations? And how do you stimulate credible interest in your data? You could offer data samples to prove the credibility of any statement you are making about the data. You could allow potential customers trial access to a limited data set. Or if you have a number of potential customers from the offset, you could organise a hackathon, getting people together to experiment with your data to create meaningful insight and to open up opportunities. If you have the resources, you could potentially show the full power of your data by creating a user interface or tool to enable customers to query the data to determine particular results. But you need to consider how customers want to interact with your data once purchased. Data could be made available in a number of different forms, whether it's the raw data in a data lake to enable you to query the data via SQL, or in the form of an API or user interface as discussed. Part of the reason behind the delivery method may be down to the customer's demand. If users require live data, an API will allow customers to query in real time. But if the request is for data delivered via file, once a month, there's a completely different approach. In the aviation sector, OAG deal with many different verticals. For example, the finance sector need to understand the raw data and be able to make their own calculations and assumptions. Whereas an airport's network planning team want a user interface to generate reports and specific queries. I also wanted to include a quick note on a couple of additional points. Permitted usage. Think about whether you are selling data or whether you are licensing access to the data on a subscription model. You need to think about the rules around the use of your data. What permitted use does the customer have to use that data? Can they publish that data on their website for others to see? Can they use it in educational white papers? And can they resell that data? You've got to be clear around the rules and permitted usages for the data that you are giving customers access to. GDPR is an important consideration in all businesses and sets out clear data protection rules on how organisations handle personal data. Data integrity is an important part of your data. Your customers need to be able to trust the accuracy and consistency of the data you are supplying. You also need to make sure that protection is in place for you and your customers, if this includes personal data.